this evening program, we want to continue where we stopped last week. Last week we discussed the essence and meaning of life. Today we're going to take off from there and we're going to go a step further. And I believe if you're following our videos, it will interest you to know that it's going to come in series. That's just the first part of it. We're continuing on the same topic. What is the essence and purpose of life? Like I said last time in our previous video, we talked about the meaning of life. We answered the basic questions about life. Who are we? Or who am I? Where did I come from? Where am I going? What is the purpose and meaning of my life? So that is what we discussed last time, but today we're going to look at it from this perspective. I want you to understand the nature of man. You know, from the word of God, which is the Bible, according to Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, the Bible says that God created man in his own image, after his own likeness. So man is a creation in the image and likeness of God. So man is created to be like God, to walk with God in his likeness. And around Genesis chapter 2, it was also it was revealed from the scriptures that God formed man from the dust of the earth. Man was formed from the dust after God created man. The formation of man was formed from the dust of the earth, and God breathed into his nostril, and man became a living soul. So you find out that man has three parts or three components. Man is a spirit being, he has a soul, and he lives in a body. And today we are going to discuss these three components of man that forms the personality of man. The spirit man is that part of man that is eternal, that is created in the image and likeness, in the likeness of God, that God is an eternal being. God is a spirit being. So the spirit man is eternal, which means it cannot be destroyed, which means it lives forever in the manner that God is an eternal being. It is in the spirit that man can relate with God. It is the spirit of man that can contact God. You cannot see God with your physical eyes. You cannot contact God with your natural, the physical being. That is your eyes, your ears, your sense organs cannot contact God. It's through the spirit that man can contact the living God, because God is a spirit and man is created in the image and likeness of God. Then man also has the soul. The major component of the soul is the mind. That's the psychic nature of man. The mind is made up of three component parts. You have the will, you have the intellect, and as well the emotion. The will is the seat of decision. It is the will that gives man an independent being. It is the will that makes man to be able to take decision and be responsible for each decision taken. So man is created a free moral being with the ability to take a decision where he puts his will over a thing, where he decides this is what I want to do. From your will, you say, I will go to so place. You decide to do that, to take that action from your will. Then you have the intellect. The intellect is the realm of intellectual ability. That's where your thinking process comes from. It is the intellect that you think. You begin to imagine. Your thinking power or ability comes from the intellect. And this is what distinguished man from ordinary beasts or animals. Man is the only animal, or let me not use man because we are not animal. We are a higher being created in the image and likeness of God. Man is the only being that is created with the ability to reason, to think, to engage intellectually in a subject, that has the ability to understand. That is what distinguishes man from mere other animals. Then we have the emotion. This is where we feel affection. We feel. Your emotion is the ability to feel. And it is somehow these three components of the soul, they are interconnected. Because what goes on in your mind influences your emotion. What goes on in your mind influences how you feel. And how you feel also influences your body. Then man has the body. The body is like the house that covers the inner man, that covers the soul. And in the body, according to the Bible, the body component of man was formed from the dust of the earth. In other words, the body has the same chemical composition with the earth. But it was the breath of God, the Spirit of God, breathed upon man after the formation that makes man a living being. Man became a thinking being. Man became a man with an intellect, with a will, and with the ability to feel emotions. So the body of the man is not the man. The mind of the man is not the mind. These are the tools given to man, which is the spirit being, to function on this planet Earth. And without the body, man has no legal authority to operate on this material world. It is the body that gives man the access and authority to operate on the realm. Because according to the Bible, there are three principal spirits. God as a spirit, Satan as a spirit, and man as a spirit. Though we also have the angels, then we have the demons. The angels are messengers. Another beings created in the spiritual realm. They have no physical body. They have spiritual body. They are spiritual beings. They are not limited in time and space like man. They can travel at the speed of light. And most of the time they are not visible to the natural eyes. In other words, they are also the devil and the demons, which is the angels of darkness. They are also existing. There are billions of them existing in the realm of the spirit. Now we also have man. Now man is formed in a way that he lives in obedience to God, or either in rebellion to God. And that will help us to understand the concept of sin. That's why I'm going to this, is because if you don't have true understanding of the nature of man, these three parts of man, you may not understand the concept of sin. Because remember that in our previous topic, we are trying to understand the purpose and the meaning of life, and why things happen the way it's happened. Sometimes you look at the whole creation and the whole world of humanity, you cannot understand why there is so much chaos, so much anarchy, so much oppression, so much wickedness. But by the time you understand what has transpired in the realm of the spirit and what has happened to the creation God created originally, you'll be able to understand how to relate and how we are made the way we are made. Now, the spirit man is what man uses to contact God. You cannot see God with your physical eye. You cannot hear God with this your physical ears. You cannot feel God with your flesh. You can only feel God through your spirit being. That is why some people, when you say God speaks to me or God told me, they look at you as if you have gone wrong, if you have gone mad. because they have not really come to know how to relate with God. Now, our mind is given to us for understanding the creation, because without the mind, you cannot communicate or relate with what is happening in the realm of the spirit. It is through your mind that you can understand and download. It's like downloading an information. You download whatever is happening in the realm of the spirit and you relate to it through your senses. You can now articulate what you are seeing in the realm of the spirit. Then you speak your thoughts, or whatever you see there, you communicate it through your thoughts, and then you speak it out through words so that people can understand what you're saying. So that is how God designed man. I hope you have understood this. I said in summary, man is a spirit being. Man is not a biological being. Man is more than a biological being. Man is a spirit being. He has a soul which has three component parts. The will. From there you say, I will. Then you have the intellect. From there you say, I think. Then you have the emotions, where you say, I feel like, I don't feel like. Then you have your body, which is the physical part of you, that consists of your arm, your legs, your head, and all parts of your body, even your brains. These ones are physical, and they are the tools used by your true you is invisible. Your true you is your spirit. And sometimes when you study the Bible, you come across the word heart. Heart is mostly used in the Old Covenant, in the Old Testament in the Bible, and it refers to your spirit and your soul. Most of the time, when you read the heart, for example, when you read Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18, the Bible says, guide your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. That heart is talking about your spirit, which is and your soul. Mostly your soul, that's your mind, your will, and your emotion. All this part is what determines who a person is. That's what gives you your personality. The type of mind, the type of thinking that goes on in your mind, that's what defines the true person you are. I think we are stopping here in this particular video. Then we're going to continue in the next video to discuss the concept of sin. And this will help you to understand what is sin. When the Bible says you sin, or man has fallen into sin, you have to understand how sin affects the whole creation. The whole creation of God is affected by sin, and it also affects the human nature. I think this is where we are stopping this particular video. Then we'll continue in the next video we're about to do.